Guys, our first roundtable today is with the Union Man as part of the documentary shorts program at Dallas International. So let's go from left to right. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello everybody, my name is Sarah Massetti and I work as editor on the Union Man.
I'm Andrew J. Nelson. I'm the cinematographer.
And I'm Bobby Lewis. I directed the film.
What drove you to make this film?
It was done as a part of a graduate class at University of North Texas. It was our second year film that we made. And so it's kind of stretched out over a period of 2 semesters. So originally my treatment was a totally different film. It was supposed to be about people that clean, but more or less highlight the dignity that's in those types of jobs and how people kind of overlook people that work in that capacity. But it was going to be like a visual symphony, so a lot of like movement, people cleaning, and most everybody backed out of the film at the last minute. So the day before we started shooting, I actually met Earl, the guy that's in the film, and I like to believe that everybody has a story. It's just a matter of figuring out how to tell that story. So I said to myself, I'm going to walk across the street, and I'm going to meet this dude, and we're going to make a film about him. And that's what happened. And so we didn't really know anything about his life. He just agreed to it. And so the stuff that's revealed in the film is things that we found out as it was happening. So it kind of evolved from a very elaborate treatment into this just spontaneous film.
Talk a little about the decision to shoot black and white instead of color, because a lot of shorts programming, you have finite resources. You're trying to figure out the best way to get the message across. Was that an artistic decision or just from one out practicality?
Originally, the day before we shot, I went over to the Union where Earl worked to get him familiar with the camera, to say, hey, this is what it's going to feel like with us kind of pestering you. And I did shoot some test footage in black and color. It just didn't translate. People's clothes, everything sort of feels current, in which it becomes dated. So black and white kind of, to me, supported the notion that here's this guy, and it's not only him, it's you, it's me. It seemed to carry the message a lot more.
Did that present a problem with you guys in post for black and white instead of color?
I wouldn't say it presented a problem. I think that talking to Bobby and then watching the black and white footage helped me understand what the message was. More so than I think I would have been able to understand the film if the film were in color. Now that being said, that location is not well lit, and this is a documentary, and we didn't bring any lights.
No.
You guys just winged it. So I'd say that probably even if you were low key in some situations, I think it came across a lot more beautiful, I think, that you would have if you had been color.
It provided a good opportunity to show the darkness, like the actual lighting that is there, that wouldn't really be able to be seen with color. So like the darkness with the lights off in the hallways was much richer than it would have been with color, and I think that added to the overall aesthetics of the film.
But yeah, Earl's great, and he raised the bar for me because there was no ego, totally transparent, and there was just a sweetness that permeated the whole thing. So
was there any was it hard to get him to open up to you, or was he just an open book from the get-go?
he was just super accessible. I mean, he told me that if he had met me a few years before, he would have kicked my ass. And he was just he was great, man, and I felt a connection with him because I've tried for years to do something with music and it just never happened. And so I know that feeling of being disenfranchised, doing this job that has nothing to do with what you want to do, and kind of just being looked, past by everybody else. So I think he picked up on that, and these guys were easy to work with. So the whole vibe of the whole shoot was just very relaxed. As soon as I heard him speak, I went, okay, there's the voice, because he has such a rich, great voice. But yeah, in documentary, you don't really know what's going to happen, and it scares a lot of people. I shot a video in LA, and they wanted a treatment, and a lot of people want a treatment, and for this class, we had to write a treatment. But I like to just open fire with the camera and see what happens. And to me, it captures the things that you could never write, you know. So to me, it feels safer. I get nervous when I feel restricted by a treatment. I took a class in documentary film on a whim. I went back to school just tired. I wanted a break from life, and saw this film by Ziga Vertov that's black and white. And I'm such a romantic when it comes to black and white. I mean, it changed my life. So in that moment, it was like a light got turned on in my brain, and I thought, wow, you know, this is wonderful. So, still kind of fueled from or motivated by the same premise as music. I never thought about the money. And so when I went to Big Sky, it's really funny because we were all joking out at Documentary Film Festival. It's the only place where you get asked the question, what do you do for a living? You know, because everybody's broke. So that happens and I go, oh, did I do it to myself again? But you know, I have a degree now and hope to teach, and I really would love to just have the financial freedom to keep doing things like the Union Man and not have to worry about if it makes any money or not.
Before we started filming, he and I talked a number of times about like cinematic styles and aesthetic approach and all that, and then I felt like I needed him to be more approving of what I was doing a lot. So like I would shoot something and I'd go and say, is this okay? He'd be like, dude, beautiful, go do that more. And so it was a combination of hands-on and hands-off, where he at a certain point just said, just go and do something cool, and you know what I'm looking for, so I trust that you can do this. And then luckily he's happy with it.
I love being in a situation where somebody gives me the benefit of the doubt, you know, and so that's important to me. So when we're working together, you know, I want these guys to do their thing. There's a scene in the Union Man where Earl is mopping, and it's kind of mirroring the story of the energy of the football game, and there's this fluorescent sound that's building in the background. That was all Sarah, you know. These are little beautiful moments that wouldn't have happened if these guys had not been involved.
Now they say that when a film is thought of, that it's in 3 stages: when you write it, when you shoot it, and when you edit it. How close is vision when you're shooting it from when she gave it to you and was edited?
No, it doesn't come around often that a director in the writing portion during production comes up with a poem, a defining poem that kind of opens the character's story. So.
It's pretty much exactly what I'd hoped it would be. And what I hoped it would be was just something that was very accessible, not preachy. It doesn't try to like force feed a sad story down your throat, you know. Just it's this guy. He's not a victim. He's somebody that believes and, you know, keep grinding. He's going to work to earn what he makes in life. And but at the same time, it seems like it's pretty open-ended and can apply to all of us. So.